Hey guys, so today we're gonna go over this Boswell glue gun. So it's still in the box, just came in the mail a day or two ago, pretty recently. So we're gonna take this out, and I would have to say I'm more excited about this glue gun than any of the other glue guns I've reviewed. You might wanna, if you're interested in other glue guns or wanna see some competing glue guns, check out some of our other videos that we made. And also we're doing a comparison video, like a glue gun shootout, so you're gonna wanna maybe check our videos for that too. It should be out there by the time you're watching this video. We're gonna have, I'm gonna have my reviews for the other glue guns out at the same time. And I'm also gonna have the comparison video, our glue gun shootout, out at the same time. So you might wanna subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you get a notification when we come out with new videos. And so you know, get to keep up with these things. Just something to keep in mind. Stay tuned for that and all. But this is by far, I think, the most interesting and most fully featured glue gun that we have. So, Boswell glue gun instruction manual. All right, I'll go over that later, probably. All right, so working power, 15 to 150 watts. So there's an actual range. Most of them are just 1 wattage. So this comes with a lot of nice features and stuff. So yeah, first thing you're gonna note. So first thing you'll notice, this is quite a bit bigger than your standard. Look at that. That moves nicely. That is really nice. So you're gonna. So I guess the size is the first thing to notice. That this looks, really big and industrial compared to your mini glue guns, like your craft store glue guns. But it's also still a precision tool. But the other thing you're going to notice is that you can actually select the temperature here. So this is in Celsius, but it goes up to 220. It goes, which is a whole lot more. I think that's close to double that in Fahrenheit. If you're in the U.S. So yeah, hot melt glue gun. This sticker here almost makes me look like this is a generic glue gun that is just branded by Boswell. I'm not sure. I don't know a whole lot about the brand itself, but I know this is a highly rated gun, and it's it's supposed to be great quality and everything. Has a lot of options like the temperature selection, which gives you tons of flexibility for dealing with whether you're dealing with things that you might damage or delicate materials and stuff like that, or big rough materials like wood or metal or something, or like the delicate stuff could be like leather or jewelry or whatever else. So you get, it's not just a high and a low setting like the most I've seen on other glue guns, at least the ones I've reviewed so far. You get a high and a low. Most of them don't even give you that option, but this one gives you a whole bunch of temperatures to choose from, which is pretty excellent. Now the other thing to notice about this after that is the different nozzles. So this is a lot to, I don't even know what I would do with all these nozzles. And also, side note, the size of the glue stick. These are not mini glue sticks like you get with your craft store glue guns. These are standard size. So first I'll show you this. Here's another big one. This is what came with the Ryobi glue gun that we reviewed before. So these should be close to the same size. It's relatively standard. They may vary by like a millimeter. These look like they're exactly the same size. Yeah, I mean, you can't tell that easily on camera, but this came with the Ryobi, this came with the Boswell. Another thing to compare this to, now this is from the mini glue gun. You see the size difference there? Big difference in diameter. So mini glue gun, large glue gun. And the large glue guns I looked at before are more for dealing with big things and not precision work. This one looks like, so you're gonna get the volume of flow of glue that can come out of this. It looks like it probably heats up pretty hot and quickly, but it also has all these precision tips, and it looks like this is great for precision work. This doesn't feel as bulky as either the DeWalt or the Ryobi, which I also reviewed. I just did the 2 videos for those today, and it's not as bulky as those. You can see I still have some glue melted on here from the demo with the DeWalt. That one heats up pretty quickly. But yeah, so we're gonna test this one out in a little bit, and I guess I should probably test some of the heads too. Comes with this thing to I mean, maybe I should attach this on here. I don't care that much about it. I usually don't. Yeah, I just don't like that. I kind of like just putting it on its side. I know you shouldn't, but anyways, yeah, that's how that would go. All right, so you can keep that out of the way if you need to. Yeah, glue sticks fit in here, obviously. We are going to test this out in a little bit, so I'm going to unwind this cord. And yeah, so you have options. I should point these out. Options, you get 140, 160, 180, 200, 220. All right, so anyways, so you know, the temperature and wattage varies depending on what you select, which is pretty excellent. Yeah, I do keep going on about that, so I should get this thing plugged in and tested actually. And what else here? So I guess all we have to do with this is test this head out and then test the others out. And it comes with this little wrench. I actually watched someone else's video where they demoed this, and you know, they showed how you can use that little wrench and everything, which I guess isn't that crazy exciting, but this is how you would change the nozzles. So maybe I should just do that from the start. And it's not on that tight. You could use your fingers if it's not hot. There you go. So you got your standard nozzle. Yeah, you can kind of see that well on the video. Yeah, you can change how my camera focuses. All right, so you have these longer nozzles for getting in like small spaces. Looks like the opening on that is bigger. You have an even longer nozzle, smaller opening on this one, I guess for precision work, or yeah. Anyways, you have this one for I guess like cracks and crevices and stuff, anywhere you'd want to slide this in. I'm gonna assume that's what that's for. I don't know why this one is different from this. Yeah, slightly smaller, but yeah, I'm not sure the purpose behind that one versus this. But it's another nozzle. Yet another nozzle here. I don't know the advantage of this one either. I should probably, you know, read through the manual and find that out. Now this one is for really small precision work. So yeah, obvious purpose for this one, way smaller than this. So definitely, you know, you don't even have to wonder about that. And a small screwdriver, I'm not sure what for. Maybe for, you know, either taking this apart or, nope, not for taking it apart because the screws are totally different. Maybe just for, you know, yeah, probably just for changing the temperature. So I should plug this in and test it. And I'm gonna heat this up and then we'll come back in just a bit. It's gonna be interesting. When it comes with this, which I don't know how that would even, I'm not sure how this would not fit over this thing very well. Yeah, this is, yeah, I guess if you really push this, I guess if you fit it the right way and you push this fits. Yeah, that's kind of tight, and it's not worth doing, I don't think. Like, I don't really see a need for that at all. I guess some people might. You know, some of these heads it might fit a little bit better with. I'm fine without it. Probably it makes more sense with the, yeah, see this it makes sense with, yeah, that fits perfectly. That it's meant to be used with that. So there you go. So yeah, these heads with the, you know, the weird notch here are meant to fit with this. I don't know why they did it that way, but they did. All right, so I'm gonna test it out with this standard. Yeah, I'm gonna try maybe a few of these heads. I'm just gonna do a quick demo, and that's probably gonna be it for this video. All right, so we've got this heated up. This wasn't blinking before, it is now. I'm not sure if that means it's up to the temperature you selected or not, or what the significance of it is. And it doesn't say in the manual, which is fine. There's not a ton in the manual. One thing to point out, it gives the Fahrenheit, it gives the temperature in Fahrenheit rather than Celsius. So it lists, you know, 284 to 428 Fahrenheit, which I guess is the equivalent of 140 to 220 Celsius. Anyways. Glue stick specs, it's 11 millimeters, which is exactly, I believe, like for standard size glue stick, it's 11 to 12 millimeters. I know the Ryobi glue gun, which that other standard size glue stick came with, specifies 11 millimeters as well, and it seems to be the exact same size as these glue sticks, both 11 millimeters, or 7/16 of an inch. So yeah, heats up in 1 to 3 minutes. I've left this here for a few minutes. Seems like it's heated up just fine. We talked about working power, 15 to 150, and what else here? Yeah, there's the model number, nothing too exciting, not a whole lot else to go over. So let's just test this out. I'm gonna try a few different nozzles. Once it's heated up, you could burn yourself if you try to unscrew this. So, just use the wrench and be careful. So I'm gonna use this at first just to glue a few things together. Then I'm gonna switch it out for some of these other nozzles just for fun. I figure I should try this flat nozzle and probably this really small nozzle and probably the long one just because it's long and it'll be a good demo. We're probably gonna leave these 3 out and I'm not gonna bother with this. They say always use it to protect your hands because this is hot, but I'm not, you're not gonna touch the very tip of it. You're not gonna touch any other part of the tip anyways. I'm not gonna bother with it. Maybe you should, your call. All right, so I'm gonna do my standard test, and I haven't finished peeling the glue off of this from my previous test, but in my previous tests I have glued together a key, a screwdriver, and this this spare piece of wood that I have laying around. So I'm gonna try to do the same thing for this test. So let's see here. I am going to just remove the extra glue from this other stick I used in the tests. All right, so anyways, here we go. We're gonna glue this together. Nothing too crazy here, just standard gluing something with a glue gun. So we're gonna see how much glue flows out of this. So we're gonna load a glue stick in. We're gonna see how quickly the glue flows out, how well it's melted, etc., etc. Shouldn't be anything too crazy here. So feed it in till it feels like it stops. And there we go. So now we can use the trigger to feed it. And there we go. Saw a little bit of smoke initially. Actually, I still see some smoke. Looks like that comes out, a fair amount comes out, but it comes out in a kind of controlled manner. It doesn't come out as quick as with like the Ryobi or the DeWalt. But I feel like I'm just barely squeezing the trigger. If I squeezed it a lot, I think a whole lot more would come out. So maybe I'm just gonna try pulling the trigger all the way. And there, see, it came out in a lot came out in one pull, but it came out in like a small stream due to the, the nozzle shape there. So yeah, and there we go. Looks like this glue stick can't be fed much more due to, it just went a little bit further. I gotta stick another glue stick in there. So I'm gonna try that. But first, I'm going to try another nozzle just to see the shape. So we're going to let this dry, and we're just going to try pulling it apart and see how strong the bond is. Should be pretty strong. Worth mentioning, the higher the temperature, the stronger the bond. But, and look at that, now it's green. It was like flickering orange before. Yeah, the lower the temperature, you reduce your chances of burning something that's delicate. The higher the temperature, the more you're going to heat up the glue, and the better the bond is going to be. So it'll just stick better in short. So I guess first I'd like to try the small one maybe. I guess that just goes well with what we've kind of already been showing. So I'm going to take this standard tip off, and I'm not touching that with my hand. All right, so this small one, whoa. All right, so that's a bit of a mess. I don't know how you deal with this. Yeah, probably shouldn't touch that with my, anyway. I'm gonna try screwing this in. All right, so I'm putting the cold one on with my hand, not the hot one. This should heat up pretty quick, but I imagine I have to wait for this to heat up again before I can actually use it. And, whoops, gotta turn that this way. And so if you wanna change tips, like while the gun is hot, obviously you need this. The first time you change tips, if you've never used the glue gun before, no problem. But if you've used this glue gun at least once, there's gonna be glue in here. And if this is cold, the glue is gonna hold this in place. It's gonna be tough to change this. And you'll have to like scrape old glue out and stuff when you try to, it's just gonna be a pain. So according to the manual, and I would say this makes sense myself, you have to heat this up, then take the nozzle off and put a new nozzle on. It's gonna be a little messy, but no big deal. Messy because of, all the melted glue getting all over the place while you're changing it. But anyways, so I've got this on nice and tight, and I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna see if it's any glue comes out immediately. And oh yeah, and I'm gonna need to load another stick in here. There we go. And let's see how this goes. There we go, it's coming out already. Seems like this is heated up enough. So, you know, I'm gonna have to zoom in for this. All right, so you can see, like this is, you pull that and obviously smaller amount of glue comes out at a time. It's just a, you know, way smaller nozzle. So let's see if I can get up close to the camera there. And this is terrible, this is making a mess. You can see how small amount of glue can come out at one time, so you could do really fine, intricate work. Like this is even more intricate than like a standard glue gun. Like let me actually reach over here on the side to compare these nozzles. So I have a couple other glue guns. You know, if you want to take a look at these two, so see even the ends on this ccbetter and this Gorilla glue gun, the nozzles are not as fine as the nozzle on this thing, and this is using a standard size glue stick, not the mini glue sticks, and even still it has like a, you know, a better precision nozzle. So this gives you like the best of every world. So far I think this is the best glue gun. Only thing it doesn't have is the on-off switch, which is fine, and it doesn't have a battery, which has its own advantages and disadvantages. But if you need something really mobile, you might want to get the Ryobi with the battery. Yeah, so really fine tip for doing really fine work. So this is pretty excellent. Yeah, cannot complain about that. You make really thin lines, and I'm gonna have to clean that off of my workspace here. So let me zoom back out, and I'm gonna try changing this tip again. I'm gonna hold it up like this, so hopefully I don't make too much of a mess while doing it. I don't want to get glue all over inside my glue gun. And there we go. So yeah, I guess tip of the day, hold it up like this so the glue doesn't just flow out all over everything. Next one, I'm gonna try this flattened tip and see how this works. This is probably the next most interesting thing. And I should give it like 30 seconds to a minute to heat up before actually using it. So I'm gonna do this quickly because it should be heating up while I'm turning this. And I'm gonna tighten it up right there. And there we go, nice and tight. So, and you actually probably want to have this oriented the way you want. All right, so we're gonna let that heat up for a minute. Yeah, so by far, like this one's this is a little bit more expensive than the, your standard, craft store glue gun. A little bit more expensive than the, the mini glue guns I've covered. It's vaguely on par with the price of I believe the DeWalt was pretty inexpensive too, surprisingly. I think the Ryobi was more expensive than the DeWalt, but yeah, this was vaguely on par with the Ryobi, and the DeWalt was pretty surprisingly inexpensive. But yeah, this I think this gives you the best of every world, and it's a little bit more expensive than your cheap glue guns, which are totally fine if you're just doing regular arts and crafts and stuff. But if you want to step things up and have loads of flexibility and features and do everything from like, big heavy stuff to like really light stuff, then this is definitely an option to go. This is definitely a good choice. I like this one a lot so far. While we're at it though, I'm just going to compare to the Ryobi here, and you'll notice notice the hole in this is a whole lot bigger than let's see if this is cooled down enough to touch. Yeah, so this is probably one of the bigger ones, and that's a little too hot to touch. Now these, all right, so this is almost the same size. This is actually probably similar to what's on here if you pull this off. Yeah, so this is a little smaller. That's the next one I'm going to test out. I'm not testing this one today, but this is probably, very similar. This might be, the Ryobi looks slightly bigger, but it looks like you can have a nozzle as big as the Ryobi if you choose this. Not that standard one, but if you choose this, you get a nozzle that's about on par with the Ryobi. So there's that. And let's see, as far as the DeWalt, to the DeWalt. I should really be putting this in the comparison video, but yeah, let's compare these. So yeah, the DeWalt actually has a smaller, this has a larger opening than the DeWalt. Now the DeWalt actually seemed like it pushed out glue faster than anything else, which is kind of surprising. But or maybe not surprising, but I think I would attribute that to the sheer heat of the DeWalt, and I guess that's one of the features they say is a big feature that it has. They push the idea that it can push out glue really fast and that it heats it up really fast, and they have this ceramic technology and everything. So anyway, let's try this. So all right, I guess it has to have some glue running through. There we go. Comes out in the shape you would expect. Let's try zooming in there. So you can see it's flat like that. So flat thing of glue, which doesn't matter once it comes out. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. It comes out pretty quick because you still have a good area, you know, for a good opening for glue to come out. I guess the only advantage is to like stick this in cracks and stuff. This isn't really that different from something else. Yeah, this is not that different. Like you could stick it in a crack like this and like inject glue into there, and that would be like the reason for this. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, other than that, that's basically all that's for. Really handy thing to have, but for normal use, it's just going to come out, and like once it comes out, it's going to be the same shape anyways. So yeah, just this isn't to control the shape of the glue that comes out. It's really just to, you know, so you can fit this into small places and stick it in between things, which is like actually a really common use case with glue guns. So that's something really handy to have. And it looks like the metal, looks like that orange thing on there has melted off, or maybe I somehow stripped it by not putting it on correctly. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna try putting this on. And you know, I might not have to wait for this to heat up. I think the glue heats up before it even gets to this anyways. So I think this is just the nozzle for it to flow through. So maybe I didn't need to wait all that time that I've been waiting. Maybe I did. Yep, there we go. So we see it coming out. It's coming out a bit slower. Slightly smaller nozzle, I guess. Maybe it'll come out more smoothly when maybe I should let this heat up for a minute. All right, so I stepped away for a second and let this heat up. And let's see here. Yeah, so it seems like it's coming out. Yeah, that's nice and fast. It seems like it's so it just gives you this long thing in case you need to fit in somewhere. I don't know that this is, or you don't want the glue gun itself getting too close to something. I guess it just gives you, you know, more of an end to work with. And the glue seems to come out pretty quickly once it's all heated up. So there's that. And I might want to try one more of these. I kind of want to try this one with the big opening on it. Let's see here. So I believe this one actually, yeah, this has the biggest opening, so I want to see how much glue can come out at one time. All right, so I let this heat up for a little while, and so I have the long tip that has the biggest opening amongst all of these nozzles. This one has the largest opening on it. So the other one has a kind of moderate-sized opening, this is the biggest. So I'm assuming we'll get the most flow out of this. So we're gonna see how much glue can flow out of this in one shot. Let's give it a try. All right, so go like this and squeeze. All right. There we go, and that's actually a lot. That's right up there, you know, kind of on par with that's on par with what I got with my with the DeWalt actually. Let's see what it looks like when I put that on top of something. Like I'm gonna try. I already tried this, but you know what? Maybe I'll glue this again. Let's look at this one first. So this is the first thing I glued with the standard nozzle. And that is stuck pretty well. That's stuck as well as the DeWalt. Ow. Wow, that is hot. yeah, do be careful with this. There's some fresh glue right there. I'm gonna have a hard time cleaning this stuff up. But yeah, so this is stuck as well as the DeWalt. I would have to imagine this is, yeah, so looks like this gets up to a high temperature. I let this dry a little bit more, so this is hardened a little bit better. This could use a little bit of time to harden, I think, but it's still mostly solid. That's the biggest clump there. This stuff is pretty much completely solidified. Maybe you get a little harder if you left it overnight. So you can pull on this, and this is actually adhering pretty well. Like, you have a smooth surface on the screwdriver, smooth metal surface, should pull off pretty easily. And as for the wood, it's a rough surface. It should be tough to get it off of this. You might actually have to scrape it off. It'll be tough to get the glue separated from this. And the key is somewhere in between. But this is actually adhering pretty well, even to the screwdriver with that smooth surface. It's adhering pretty well. And that's either going to be the material that the glue stick was made of, or just the temperature that the glue was heated to. And I would say that's probably the temperature the glue was heated to. That is why we're seeing this stick so well. This is actually coming apart a little bit more, but look at that. So this does not want to separate. Like, that's a pretty good connection there. Like, maybe I'm guessing it's just because we heated it up so much and it was able to bond so well. But that is pretty good. Like, I'd need pliers or something to scrape this off the key. And I think that's the best bond I've had so far. I think that beats the DeWalt. Now, I don't know if I put it on exactly the same. That's not a perfect test to compare the two, but I'd say this is at least on par with the DeWalt. And wow, look at that. Like, I cannot pull this off of the screw. That's crazy. I did not expect it to even barely adhere to this screwdriver, and here I am. Like, I cannot pull this off. Not with my hands. I'm gonna need like another screwdriver or scissors to pull this off. That's crazy. All right, so I'm gonna glue this all together again. Basically just to just to show you the volume of glue that comes out on an actual thing. So let's zoom in here. You know what, that's fine. I don't want to do it on the spot that already has glue. All right, so look at that. That's a ton of stuff just flowing right out. That's some pretty good flow, and it's so hot, it's liquefied. It just flow. That's why most of it flows down below, and you'll see most of it on the table because it's so hot. It just flows right over it, and it doesn't like, it isn't going to get stuck on top of it as much. I mean, all of the glue, even the lower temperatures, is going to flow over it. But yeah, that is something. So I'm not going to wait for this to cool off and then show you, because I already showed you before. It's the same thing. All I'm showing you with this, in this specific test is the, how much glue can flow out of this. So just like the DeWalt or any other glue gun with the standard size thing here, this can actually, a lot of glue can come out of this at once, so you can glue large things together more quickly and be efficient and all that. But it's also, you have the fine tips where glue will come out nice in tiny little bits, and great for precision work and all that. So changing the tips, you get the best of both worlds, and this heats things up pretty well. Like, this is nice, temperature control and everything. By far, this is the best glue gun I've used so far. Now, a little quick word on glue guns. Like, I mean, this is relatively affordable and stuff, but they do, actual industrial glue guns and a lot of the professional glue guns get to be pretty expensive. Like, you can spend like hundreds of dollars on a glue gun. They do get pretty expensive, so just, worth being aware. I'm not, these are not in the hundreds of dollars. This is nothing I've reviewed in these last few glue guns are worth that much, but there maybe someday I'll review some that are that much, but not anytime soon. I'm not getting a multiple $100 glue. I'm not getting like an $800 glue gun anytime soon. Not even getting a $200 glue gun. Maybe I could see going up as far as $100, but yeah, not anytime real soon. So anyways, so that's it for the Boswell glue gun. Excellent glue gun. This is, I'd have to say this is my favorite so far. It's not as big of a brand. I'm honestly not sure what else they make, or if they make anything else, or if, for all I know, this brand, they probably just bought generic parts and like put together a glue gun and slapped their name on it. I don't know, or maybe they're a great brand that like engineered this carefully themselves. I have no idea, but this is by far the best glue gun. Like, I couldn't find much on that brand, but this is by far my favorite that I've tested so far. Check the link in the description to show you where you can pick this up. It's probably going to be an Amazon link, a paid affiliate Amazon link. So check that link, and also I'm going to have a link to my site, giving you more details on this gun. Not a whole lot that I haven't said here, but you know, anything I missed, maybe it's going to be on that site. You're going to want to give us a thumbs up, and you're probably going to want to subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you get an alert when we come out with new videos, because we are coming out with that with the glue gun shootout, where we compare all the glue guns together. And I do have a lot of other glue gun videos. I'm probably going to release all of these at the same time, but also any updates on these, you're going to want to stay tuned for that. And I'm doing a lot of other tool related stuff that you're not going to want to miss. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon, and leave a comment down below, because we want to know what you think. Comments, questions, criticisms, whatever. Just we do want to know what you think. We want your feedback. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for today. That's everything we're going to cover. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it useful. As always, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time.